Good morning everyone and welcome to the Jeff Bezos fan club, because Amazon has just delivered a size 11 Allen key. So it wasn't this loose, I did have to key it to start with, so it gives me the chance to get the wheel off, which means that I can go ahead with the plan, which I'm chuffed about. You can tell I was excited. For one, I've opened the package and gone, I'm also still wearing my slippers. I'm going to get dressed properly and get on with this. More to follow. Right, so it looks like it's going to be one of those days. Despite the fact it's on full load, so I've not undone any of the bolts at the top to take some of the pressure off the spring. I'm still holding on for vice type grip. I'll chuck the mudguard piece back again just to stop the lower forks from spinning while I'm pissing around. Got my setup with a nice long handle on it, and I've tried shocking it by doing it quickly. No real joy, and now this is what I'm getting. Sort of fun. Yeah, I can feel it slash that spinning in the actual fork, so it's going to have to be forks off, something down to wedge, ideally wooden because I don't really want to balls it completely. Yeah, something down to wedge the lower cage and then do it that way, which is a pisser because I hope to be able to do it nice and easy, like the make it look on Tinterweb. Ditto on the other side. So listen, yeah, I think that's spinning on the inside as well. Certainly not getting a lot. Ready? Yeah, that's spinning on the inside as well. Arse cakes. Right, never mind. Right, strip it down, get the oil out, wedge it and see if I can get them muddy funsters out. Cool. Could be an interesting day. Nowhere near as quick as I'd hoped. Okay, so one down, one to go. So undid various bolts that I'm just gonna drop back in so I don't misplace them or become really annoyed that I've put them in the wrong place. Right, so took a nip out of the top first whilst it was all clamped in, just to help me remove that, then closed it back up again, undid that one completely, both of those completely out, screwdriver in, a bit of a turn to give it some space, and actually it just slipped straight down. It's not too, there's my lens, it's not too bad in there, but I'm going to give that a bit of a clean out as well. Right, what now? Still can't get the bolt out. Really frustrating. I'm going to have to jam something in to do it, but we shall see. First things first, a bit of an inspection. Actually, it's in quite good nick. Needs a clean up obviously, but no cracks anywhere that I can spot. Bit of scratching, but I think a lot of that is cleaning marks. The actual fork themselves, so you can see where the clamp goes around, so below the clamp is the active piece, i.e. I put it down, i.e. oh Christ, that bit if it moves you can look at that, that's seal in his boot. Nice tide mark there of the oil. Yeah, so that's the bit that I particularly need to worry about. The rest of it is really slightly aesthetics. Focus, yeah. So little bits of pitting and stuff around the top. I'm going to give those a clean because as I'm putting on the new seals, it needs to brush past all of that, and all of this sharp crap could damage it. So I'm going to give that a clean up before I do anything else. Yeah, happy days. Right, so slightly difficult to see, but a lot better. There's still some pitting there, but frankly, not fussed. It's not perfect, but it's good enough. Right, now, get rid of the cap end here. Now, despite the fact that the spring doesn't seem to be loaded enough to help me get that bottom Allen key nut out. Sorry, cup of tea break. There is enough here to make you jump, make you scream if this pops out the top. I'm ruining all my nice polishing with my mucky hands. I hate to give it a wipe at the top. So what I need to be careful of is that, for one, I don't keep my head over the top of this, because if it does come off, it'll leave a mark. We also want is for it not to ping around the garage too much. Really close thread on this. Oh, there we go. It was like a cracked champagne cork. So keeping a close eye, because I don't know how this fits together. That was on top of there. So it goes cap onto long sleeve onto washer. Alright, cap, long sleeve, washer. Alright, I'm saying that out loud because I'm going to have to watch this back and remember what came out when. One times fork spring. It looks to me to be symmetrical, i.e. it doesn't have a top end. Oh, hang on, no, yes it does. So the coils are closer together at the top end, wider at the bottom end. Right, again, remember that, Matt, you fool, and you have to put it back together. Let me see if I can. That looks to be most of it. Right, now I did have a receptacle for this oil. Buggered if I can remember where I put it. This wasn't quite what I had planned, but it'll do. Oh, I don't know what the view's like from up there. Oh, not too bad. So, old oil out. Yeah, look at the colour of that. That's minging. That's really nasty. Really thin too, no wonder the front shock was quite so soft. For one, it didn't have a lot of oil in it. Two, it was really old and thin. Christ. Yeah, that's nearly empty. That's slightly ridiculous. So how little was in there. Oops. Just pump that oil out from the test. It does actually leave me wondering, because I think that's just hitting the edge. Let me have a squeeze. Oh, I'll take this old seal off. Well, it's not the seal, is it? It's the cover. Right. Take that all the way off. Where's my rag? God, there's some crud around the edge of this. Let me just... Yeah, I mean, I'm going to have to take you down from there. Let's have a look in here. I'm not entirely sure I'm going to be able to get you a decent view. Hey, yeah, I will. Look at that. That is what we're dealing with. Not really that much of a surprise that they're shagged, is it? Right. And down the pipe itself. You can see naffle down there. Right, I'm going to see if I can work out where getting that bottom bolt out. Catch you in a bit. Right, it's probably about 2 hours later, and I'm not too proud to admit I've nearly gave up, but got it out, which means I can now pull out the rest of it. I tried everything. I tried wanging in broom handles, knocking it in, and it wasn't really till I had I suppose a proper look. So you can't. I don't think you're going to be able to see in there. Maybe. I don't know. But it's like a star-shaped bolt. And I thought that looked a little bit familiar. So I started digging around through my old push bike kit. And essentially it looked like one of them but smaller. So I dug a little bit deeper. And I found one that fitted. Come on. Bloody focus. There we go. Nearly. There we go. Yeah, found one that fitted, which is good luck. I also found a bit of copper piping. Copper being soft enough that I can just belt it through, so I don't have any welding kit. So belted that through, or squared off the head a little bit, knocked it through. Then tried to spin it, realised it was spinning. I don't have a clamp, so knocked on the old jaws. Then a Jubilee clip to hold it shut. Stood on it and off we go. So just well, you're right, I've probably made too much of a big deal out of it at the moment, but I appear to have made let's be posh. I fabricated my own fork kit. Right, so I don't want to lose that now I've done it. Let's see if it'll work with the other one. What I also didn't film was me putting them back together again to see if it would work without any oil. Yeah, needless to say, it didn't. Right, I'll get you set up and then I'll try it on the other one. Right, okay, so just trying to get to that bolt underneath, so just close it up. Fill in my kit. I've got a lock there. Excitement, I've left my Allen key in a silly place. Let's just check that you can see that. Yep, you can. So stood on the bottom end in. Let's see if it'll work twice. Trying to hold everything still. Didn't need that bit. Can't hear anything turning but the nut. and check that little bugger out. That is what I could not get out for the life of me. Awesome. Oh, I'm chuffed. So chuffed. Right, should now be able to hoik all that out as a oneer. So I'm going to give that a go. Look at that. A classic bodge bit of kit. And I was literally about to get in the car and drive to the nearest garage and plead for them to do it for me. Oh, yeah. That's why I do this. I do it for little moments like this. So chuffed. Right, before I move on to the next bit, this place is a tip because I've been trying everything, including bamboo, to get that done. So I just need to organise things again. Just because there's keck everywhere, I'm going to lose something. Okay, so quick lunch break later, and a fresh cup of tea, because life's never good enough without a cup of tea. So managed to get the screw out, as you saw. The tool that still amazes me, and yeah, I realise I don't come across as overly enthusiastic sometimes on these, because I'm talking to myself, and I'd look a bit daft if I was doing that, but I was just skipping for joy in front of the missus in the kitchen. Yeah, so I need to give that a bit of a clean out because it's a bit nasty, and frankly I want to give it a bit of a clean up anyway. I should probably do it when it's like this, but I'm a bit too excited at the moment. So it's got the 2 bushels as I was expecting, the flat washer and the seal itself. Now in the kits, that I think all in was about 27 quid, I think, something like that. So that's for the oil, the seals, and the dust seals. So 2 dust seals. So that's in and fits. And I'll just do a comparison with an old one, and that's the better one of the 2 as well. And you see it's all cracked up around the top, so happy that that's going. The seal itself has just seen a better life, so I'm going to whip that off, put that on. I should wait before I button it all together till I've cleaned these up a little bit, but I'm not going to, because I want them all back in one piece so I don't lose anything, and then I'll give them a clean when they're back in one piece before I put them back on the bike. Cool. Right, slight change. I've done one's done, happy, all sealed up, etc. But I thought I'd try filming another one. I'm not really trying to do a how-to, but just so you can see how I have done it. So that's a lot cleaner than it was. Again, considerably cleaner than it was. It does just keep seeping oil. It is everywhere. So all cleaned off. That's the lower bushels on there. Drop it in, seat it to the bottom, Fandango tool in, just to lock it off. I've just spent about 20 minutes looking for that washer that goes on here, only to realise that I'd put 2 on the first one, which was a bit stupid. So yeah, always check, and check again. So I'm holding it straight with me homemade budget. Holding it straight, holding it in with my homemade budget. Just stops it spinning on the inside. I'm still freaking ecstatic that I managed to get that put together, because I have no idea how I would have done this otherwise. Literally, I have no idea how I would have done it otherwise. It would have been a trip to the nearest garage, begging them to do it. Right, so it's just nipped together more than anything else. So it's in, it works. see what's going on. So I need the other bushel first. So that's on. Always worries me when people walk past talking about bending things over. So yeah, it's not a bad shot. So drop in gently, let it ground out. Now that needs belting in. The solution that I have taken is based on what I had, and of course because I've been searching for stuff I can no longer find anything that I had next to me. There we go. Not the best stagecraft in the world. So I'll just put that down. Need a way of knocking them down, or say pushing them down. So it's all about tubes, and there's all sort of plastic tubes. However, knockdown being knockdown, you make do with what you got. Got cardboard ones. Now they're not exactly loo rolls. This is actually in a big roll of material that I got for reupholstering a chair. So it's kind of industrial grade cardboard, if there is such a thing. So I'm just clamping it on, making sure I get it nice and straight, and reasonably snug till I get it in the right position. That's probably not far off. So clamping it on without stripping the actual thing. Bit of padding because I don't want to trash it too much against the ground. So what I'm doing is tapping. That's gone quite quickly, that one. Yeah. That is nice and flush, so that's pushed it down quite nicely against the edge. Screwdriver. So whip that off. So you hold on with a Jubilee clip. It's just enough to hold it steady and flat. Whip that bad boy away. That is the spacer. Be careful not to just let it drop and slide. Where's my little plastics gone? In the wind. It's my amazing creeper chair that my missus got me. She's very nice of her for our anniversary. So bit of a plastic bag condom over the top, just to protect the edge a little bit, just to, so it's over like that. I think this is my own invention. I don't remember seeing it anywhere, but then it just gives it a bit of a wash in. Now I didn't get any rubber grease with this, which was a little bit strange, so it just helps me get past the more pitted piece. With less scraping of the inside of that. Now obviously that's stuck there, so just whip that off. Slidey. Right, and seat. Right, now what I didn't do first time I attempted this on the other one was then just give it a bit of manual itself, and started tapping it away. It just all went in crooked. So actually there is a fair amount of initial seating that you should be able to get away with doing with pretty much fingertips. Yeah. Right, now if I were to use this one again, as in the one that I used for the top bushel, it's just gonna, you can't really see the detail, but around the top, right next to the fork itself, there is a spring around it, which is actually pinching it together exactly the same way, presumably, as you got on the carbs, on the boots for the carbs. So you don't want to be banging away at that if you can help it. So what I've done is, that was the original one. Let me just hike that up a little bit. So ditto with another one, which is a tiny bit bigger, or as in I've not cut it quite so small, and just give it a little, I don't know if you can see that, so a little bit of a recess there, so it's got, so it shouldn't, so it will be hitting the it will be pushing against the plastic rather than the spring. Thought I'd opened that up enough, obviously you haven't. Can this swine go? Good. Right, so I'm just tightening that down. Right, now the bit that gets me here is this seal is rubber. Obviously it's quite hard rubber, but it's rubber. So what I'm trying to do is try and make sure that's as flat as I can get it around there. What I'm trying to do is tappity tap tap. I'm not going to be hitting it certainly in the beginning as hard as I did on the bushel, which fundamentally is metal. So again, it's sliding up a little bit each time. I can feel it because it's trapping my fingers. So ow. Just tapping it down. What I'm trying to get to is the level of the clip. Slipping down a little bit too easily for my liking, that one. Just tighten it up a bit. I don't want to tighten it too much, so I don't want to crush the fork. Metal, my hands are minging. I really should wear gloves more often. If this was plastic, this would survive a bit better. But periodically, where it's not quite catching, so that I'm not banging against cardboard. Just trimming it off a bit. Preferably without slicing my fingers to bits. I say preferably, not essentially. Right. Keep that going. So it's not far off already. Sounds amazing. Although, I don't know if you're going to catch up the noise on that, although because it's got such a through and through exhaust, it sounds like it's a bugger to start. Wouldn't surprise me. Hello. Try putting another second for it. Subset sliding up quite so much. So looks like the last of this seating's being a bit of a sod. So if I had the right, well, I've had plastic pipes and like those U-grips you use on scaffolding, this would probably be a damn sight easier. But I don't have them, so. It's getting there, it's not far off. Not quite. Oh, my battery is about to die. Right, as the battery's about to die, I'm going to carry on going, doing exactly the same, and then I might show you the end. Right, so the second one to do, just done the other one off camera. That is 308 millilitres of SVI 10, so relatively rigid, so not the 5, the 10. Bit of googlage, that's what it said it takes, which I'm quite happy about, because measuring the distance from the top, which it does for others, would be a real pain. It's cool noise. Right, let's get the last bit of that in. So just out of interest, rather than ruin a measuring jug in the kitchen, did it with water, measured up, and can't quite see, put a line on there, so that way I don't get told off for ruining kitchen stuff, kitchen stock. Right, where is my admin? Right, so spring in, wild cores at the bottom, small cores at the top, which is how it arrived. It then goes, oops, then goes, let's pull that to full extension, give me a little bit of working room, because this is a bastard. Small washer, spacer, non-COVID related cough, and then screw cap. Now obviously this compression is a bitch, so this might turn out to be a blooper reel. Do you know what, I've never considered myself weak, but by fuck this is hard. Now that is exactly what we shouldn't happen. Right, attempted to only film one, didn't film either, because that last one just wouldn't work. First one popped straight in, second one nearly took my head off, nearly damaged the car, it fired everywhere, but that is by far the hardest thing that I've had to do on a motorbike. That's a struggle to do for strength, and I'm not a weedy guy. I'm not massive, but I'm not a weedy guy. Whew, Jesus. Right, it's really tempting to whack them back on the bike, make it look like a bike again. Just got to get these things nicely seated. A little bit of pressure. Yeah, just push them down a bit, get them seated properly. However, what I said I want to do is just give them a clean while they're off, which is a nice job to do of an evening. So that's me for the day. Ice cream van cometh. Yeah, I need to put the bikes away. But that has been a long day. Oh, yeah. Would I do that again? Yeah, definitely. I've learnt a lot of lessons. This is the state of the old seals. Yeah. Yeah. They're a bit crappy. Thoroughly crappy, actually. So they can unceremoniously go in the bin, as can the seals. I'll have a tidy up, and then I might just break out the auto sole this evening and just give those a good going over. Give them a good kick in. Yes, done. Jesus, several times out I didn't think I was going to get that done. I was very nearly defeated. Once when I couldn't get the bolts out the bottom because they were spinning, which led me to my Uber tool, which I'm well happy with, and the second one was just getting that cap off the top on the top one again. It takes a fair amount of strength to get them in, and if they just wouldn't catch on the thread, so I just had to get a bit brutal, and eventually it worked. So cool. I'll give those a clean this evening. I don't know if I'm going to film putting it back on the bike. I might do. Yeah, see how it goes. Right, brilliant. Have a good day all. Cheers.